When I got your request, I really thought it over very thoroughly or carefully because, as a matter of fact, I've actually stopped doing interviews at all. I have withdrawn from ABBA Frida and I lead a kind of different life totally nowadays. I don't want to be misinterpreted. I want it to come out the way I feel it in my heart, you know. And it's so hard when you sit with a stranger because if you don't know each other and if you don't have the kind of
and they'll have an agenda that you don't
exactly,
know.
Then I don't want to be misinterpreted, and that's why I've stopped it. I want it to be honest and straight from my heart, you know. Looking back at all the letters and become from fans and also meetings with fans, you know, that I understand deeply in a way psychological depth of it too, because many of them are very lost and maybe they have difficult lives or maybe they have very happy lives too, but obviously something missing there all the time in a way. I don't know, but
did that ever put pressure on you when you think I can't help these people?
It never was a pressure because, as you say, which is very correct too, I cannot help these people. They have already been helped in a way with our music, listening to our music. So I look upon it as that probably would have been a healing process for them. But, you know, I'm a human being and, of course, I get very touched reading those letters. And some of them are very, very open and tells a story that sometimes I even cry because of the seriousness of it. And so, and I answer, but I can only answer in a kind of not a very personal way. It's more like I want to show them that I have actually taken part in their story. I've read it. It has touched me. I think that in itself is a help as well, you know. You know, I never had that self-confidence, and it took, I even can say today, at some moments, I have a lack of self-confidence still.
Yeah.
And I think if you have not found your identity, which also took me a long time to find, you experiment in a way with different hairstyles, with different way of dress, you know, or clothing and clothes or whatever, I should say, fashion.
Yeah.
You actually looking for your identity in a way by those changes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not a surprise that Something's Going On album, which was like a big, huge change in your life, wasn't it? You had like the most radical haircut you had.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah, absolutely. And it's not very easy, but I think that haircut was, as you said, it was a radical way of showing my freedom.
I think the superficial things are quite important sometimes.
Of course. It takes quite a long time to get back again to life, and it has taken me a long time, I must honestly say. And music was more a comfort for me than something that I would actively do myself. I think my life became quite quiet for some years. That has affected a lot of my desires in life, and I can also feel that my desires in life, they are very small nowadays, you know. I really don't have very many desires. I'm quite comfortable with the small details in my life, the small things, you know. I'm to get away from the big things into the small things and feel comfort in that. I appreciate that much more than anything else nowadays, I must say. Benny and I had just separated. We still worked, you know, we separated 81 and we worked until 82. I think I do like that song a lot too, mainly because it has maybe another depth, not only for me, but maybe for the listeners too, because the way I felt when I recorded it, it had so many depths in it because of what Ben and I had gone through and the divorce, and that we actually were not a couple any longer. It was a kind of farewell to something that had been, and at the same time comfort zone I was in right then, sitting there recording or standing there recording that song. And I remember I had the thought, I don't care, I will just sing it the way I feel, you know, and don't you try to tell me how to sing this song, you know, something like that. I think it's a great piece. It was really pleasant sitting here talking with you. It feels like I know you. I don't know why, but then it's a very good
That's
feeling.
because we've had this relationship for a long time.
Yes.
You just haven't really known about
Exactly,
it. But it has happened.
Yeah.